Well, welcome to the intimacy.
Johnny Depp taped The Lone Ranger.
Hi ho, Silver!
We're in Creede, Colorado to bring you another intimacy journey video.
Today, it's find the one you have to
Be you.
be authentically you.
So we're going to tell you, we've taped this before, but it's been a long time, so we're going to go back to the beginning. We're going to tell you how we met and why we started doing the intimacy journey.
Absolutely, and I remember we were introduced by Tammy Kling, a good friend of ours,
Thank you,
and there were lots of things that, she was gorgeous, right? But when I found out she was a corporate executive, I was kind of like, I wonder if she's kind of stuck up and stuck on money, and so we had to get past the stereotype things because I was a former pastor.
He was a former pastor for 17 years, and so on our resumes on paper, as we checked each other out, terrified us. We looked at every stereotype. We looked at the package, which we do in this Facebook world that we live in, and I thought, oh my goodness, I had 101 reasons I thought that dating an ex-pastor was not a good idea.
So we thought that Tammy probably knew what she was doing, and we gave her the benefit of the doubt. But we started off the journey as a truth journey with each other.
Yes, we started what I would call a scary truth journey, is we decided if it was meant to be, then why play games and why spend all the time that people spend in relationships pretending you're something you're not? And so we decided we were going to be ourselves authentically, and we were going to tell each other that what we were thinking, good, bad, ugly, what we were feeling, why we feel the way we feel because of past hurts from our childhood, from past relationships, and that we were going to go so deep into truth that we would either terrify the other person and scare them off, or we might come out on the other end with a relationship. And as we started walking down this truth journey, a very painful truth journey, we walked through the pains of our past relationships, the failures that we've been through. I had numerous failed relationships. My first husband had a drug addiction and eventually died in a motorcycle accident. I was widowed at a very young age, and I felt like no one could accept me. I felt unlovable, and because I felt unlovable, I chose very poorly, and I didn't think I was really worthy of certain people, so I wouldn't even pursue them. And those choices landed me in abusive relationships and in relationships that ended up feeling like prisons. My last relationship that was 15 years, and I wanted it to end so bad. I was so empty inside and in so much pain that I was in this spiral of devastation. And you've been in that before. You're doing things you know you shouldn't do. You're making choices you know you shouldn't make because you are so unhappy that you want the unhappiness to end. I shared things with Vince that were embarrassing, that were negative on my character, that were things that hurt to share. And we were so open and honest, and in my heart, in my head, I thought, there's no way he's going to want to date me when he knows these things.
And the same was true for me. I dove right into it because I just knew that I didn't want to play games. I've been down that path mainly because I was a game player at one point. And that was because I lived in fear and illusion. And so, I shared everything. I started back at my childhood with some horrific childhood experiences that I had that caused me to not trust people. And so that was something I carried into my adult life. Even becoming a Christian and becoming a pastor and helping other people, I was always good at knowing other people, but I never wanted to let anyone know me. For the same reason that you struggled with that, because I felt unlovable. I felt like I was just this dirty little boy on the inside. Who would love me? Who would want that? I couldn't even let in my last marriage my ex all the way in because the fear was so strong. I didn't let friends in who wanted to be good friends to me to help me. And so when I struggled, I didn't have anyone to share my struggles with because I felt unlovable, the opposite of love being fear. That's where I lived, which also caused me to live in this illusion, illusion is the opposite of truth. I wasn't truthful. I wasn't truthful with myself, about the deep soul wounds that I carried. And because I didn't trust, I was in fear, I didn't reach out for help. I didn't even let my friends help me. And so this illusionary world developed that I can meet my needs my way and it's going to work. And I was trying that really hard. And I became a workaholic. I was trying to do for others more and more and more, travel around the world, all these great exploits. But my life was crumbling because I could never do enough to feel lovable, to feel worthy. And I knew that God loved me. I knew it here. I couldn't let it all the way in. And so there came the point at which when you're trying to meet your needs, it gets worse and worse and worse. When you do it your way, which was my way, and I ended up in an affair, a pretty bad affair. And there were things that led up to the affair that were bad. And everything crumbled. I lost my family. I lost my friends. I lost my job. I lost my reputation. I lost everything. But at that moment, there was a beautiful thing that occurred. When I realized there was nothing left to hide, I didn't live in fear anymore. And at that moment, I could receive love. I could receive love from those who were really dear to my heart, my good guy friends, who could speak life into me. I could receive love from other people. I could receive love from my Creator deeply for the first time in my life. And I didn't want to live in illusion anymore. I wanted to be truthful about who I was, about life. And so when we started this journey, I was now ready to be truthful. And just to say...
We were just painfully truthful. And every time we revealed another truth, I think it was almost like a bomb was about to go off, and we kind of ducked and hid for cover, waiting for the other person to go running for the hills. And in that truth-sharing exercise, we built a bond and an incredible friendship. And we started to know each other fully and be fully known. And we'll put up an image of the relationship scale that we've developed to walk you through the different quadrants and the difference between illusion and truth and fear and love. If you are holding on to an illusion, a facade, or holding on to fear, then you cannot end up in that sweet spot in relationships where they know what you're struggling with and you're able to live in truth. You're stressing yourself out if you're trying to hide things in your relationship and not reveal things to the other person.
Now let me give you a little test right now. You're probably going, well, I'm not sure if that's really true of me or what I'm struggling with. How many relationships have you been in where, whether it be a few weeks later or a few months or even a few years later, you're going, whoa, this isn't the person I thought I knew? You know, part of it is because that person wasn't sharing who they were because they were afraid.
They were hiding. They were creating, and I did that before, creating something else, hoping that, because you don't believe you're lovable the way you are, hoping that you'll appeal to someone. Yet, this is our one message for the day. You are lovable.
Yes, you are.
Just the way you are. Your individual, unique you is all it takes to find someone to love you.
So courage. You are lovable.
And we want you to believe in second chances.
So start the truth journey, start the love journey, move out of fear into love, move out of illusion into truth, and you're going to find that there might be some people along the way that don't like you very much.
And you don't want to be with them.
But you know what? You'll love yourself first a whole lot more. And then you're going to find the right person that's there. And you may be in a marriage right now where you're struggling with this. Let me tell you also, we've talked to many people and worked with many people on this. Even if you're married and you've never lived in that place of love and truth, you can move towards it.
You can still find
There's
it.
hope. So courage, move towards it.
And believe in second chances. Thank you for joining us in Creede, Colorado.
On the scene of the Lone Ranger.